everybody, it's me, Jose Segura, SMEA President. Welcome to another episode of Fireside Chat with the President. Hey, welcome back everyone. All right, we got a lot to do, so let's get started. First things first, I really wanted to show you this new Zoom background. Fatima Landeros, she is our preschool TOSA in the district and one of our members, and she created this really cool kind of a multi-layered Zoom background, which I think is great. So I've been using it. We included this in that file that had all the other Zoom backgrounds. So if you want access to this Zoom background, check out that link. It's in the email that this video was attached to. All right. Next thing, our tentative agreement town hall. We've done now 3 tentative agreement town halls, went over 9 different articles. If you missed any of the town halls, you can access the videos of those events at www.smea.com. Not only will you have access to the videos from the 3 events, but all of the tentative agreements, all the TAs are also linked at that website. So if you want access to either the videos to see what the presentation was like and what kind of questions were asked, or you just want to read the TAs to find out where the changes are, you can find them at smea.com. So check them out there, smea.com. Distance Learning MOU. As you all know, beginning of the year, we signed a distance learning MOU with the district. That's what set up the parameters for how distance learning was going to work during this mostly first phase of the school year. Now that we're transitioning out of distance learning on the 29th, which is Monday, you're all going to go back onto your work sites. And we've had the official 14-day notification, which is a requirement of the distance learning MOU. So once Monday comes, that MOU will have expired. And so any of the tenets of that MOU will also expire. We revert back to regular contract language starting on Monday. So just so you know, as of right now, there is no agreement for return to in-person instruction. So as of right now, there are no alternatives except the standard contract and the standard contract language. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware that the distance learning MOUs and all the tenets associated with it are no longer in place as of Monday. And that takes me to our negotiations for return to in-person instruction. As we've been talking about over the last few weeks, your union has made efforts to try and bargain with the district some type of an agreement that covered our return to in-person instruction. Well, we were able to get dates with the district, and we met for the first time last Friday. We met again this past Wednesday, which was just 2 days ago, and we also met yesterday. We have another date on the schedule for this coming Monday, the 29th. And I want you to know we are making progress. And what's been interesting, though, is that the ball is always moving when it comes to returning to in-person instruction. And so some of the items that were really important, that were top of the list when we first sat at the bargaining table with the district to have this conversation about the impact to our working conditions based on their plan, well, some of those things have updated themselves or have been updated by the district because they're listening to you and they're listening to what's going on, and they also are understanding that there were some elements that maybe weren't completely fleshed out or didn't quite make sense. And so things like being required to simulcast phase 3. We know that the district has pulled back on that, and now it's become optional. We also know that cameras in the classroom has been clarified. That was a big issue for a lot of you all, having a camera track you while you're in the classroom. And so that's been clarified as far as the teacher having full control over that camera. Please take a look at the document that was sent out by Melissa Dutra last week. I think it was last week, earlier this week. In her email document, there was a link to a technology doc which really went over the camera usage. And so if you have questions, what I've done is I've linked that same document to the email that this video was attached to, so you can take a look at it yourself. So as I said, some of these things have updated themselves. So as they're updating themselves, they are really no longer issues we have to negotiate or working conditions we have to negotiate. And so it's kind of reframed our emphasis at the table, but we are making progress. I want you to know. Again, we have another date set up for Monday, the 29th, and we're really close to getting something in an agreement on paper that we can agree to and move forward with. So hopefully there'll be more updates on that in the near future. And so that is the return to in-person instruction update. And then the last thing I have for you is, of course, this transition for the district's original multi-phase reintegration plan to now there's some options for you. And really what I want to say is, there's the phase 2 and phase 3 options, right? So as of right now, first of all, I want you to know that there's no We have no idea what incentive the district is going to propose as of the email that was sent out. So when that was sent out, the option of an incentive to jump to phase 3 was just as much as a surprise to me and as it was to the rest of you. So we'll see where that goes, right? But here's what we do know, right? We know that we heard you all saying we don't want simultaneous instruction. We heard that loud and clear. And we also know that the district's multi-phase plan was maybe not everyone's favorite. SME is not going to take a position either way on this particular item, and we've been asked from teachers, well, what's SME's position? What should I do? Should I continue in phase 2 through the end of the year? Is it okay if I take the district's option of moving to phase 3? And it's really not going to be our place to get in your way. In fact, it's going to be our responsibility really for us to get out of the way as a union and allow you to make that choice for yourself and for your students. Let's see. I will say that it does need to be an individual choice. It's not a forced grade level choice. It should not be a department choice or a school site choice. If everyone at my grade level makes the same choice, great. If they don't, great. It's up to the individual teacher. This is not an endorsement of the available options, but it is a recognition by our union that we do now have choices and that each of us needs to decide what is right for us and what is right for our students. For some of us, this will not be an easy decision to make, but nothing about this past year has been easy. So if you have questions, you need clarifications on either of the phases or how this is going to work, please contact your site supervisor or Melissa Dutra to get more information if more information is needed. But again, I really want to emphasize that the decision to either stay in phase 2 or to move on to phase 3 is going to be completely up to you as an individual teacher. So I don't want you to feel pressured. You should not be getting any kind of pressure from your site administrators or even your grade level department or school site members. It should really be about what is going to be the most effective method for you to continue to instruct your students between now and that last day of school. And so that's kind of where we're headed for. We're looking for that last day and getting as much quality instruction time as possible between now and then with our students. The last thing I did want to add is vaccines. Just a ton of us have been vaccinated, which is awesome. So those who want them should be getting them. We're going to put out our last vaccination poll this coming Sunday. So it'll be a brand new poll. In this poll, we're actually including the question of whether or not you've been fully vaccinated. It could mean that you've got the Johnson & Johnson vaccination, which is a one and done, or you've had both of your 2-shot vaccinations. And so kind of get an idea of how many of us have gone through the process of being fully vaccinated, how many of us are still waiting for that second shot, and then how many are still hoping to get their appointments. I talked to Mr. Ontiveros earlier this week, and hopefully he will be putting something out relatively soon about another vaccination clinic that we hope will capture everyone else in the district who has yet to have an opportunity to get themselves vaccinated. And so that has been progressing surprisingly well, considering what a slow start there had been in Santa Barbara County for any kind of a vaccination process. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Take care of yourself, be good to yourself, take some time to relax, to enjoy your family, to enjoy your dog, your cat, or whatever it is. Binge watch that favorite show, just sit and stare at a wall, whatever it is that brings you joy, that relaxes you, that centers you. Please take time to do that this weekend, because I know things are going to change again coming this Monday. And if there's anybody who is a champion of change, if there's anybody who flows with change and does a great job of it, it's teachers and it's educators and it's people who work in the educational community, because we're constantly bombarded with change from year to year, COVID, no COVID. It's our standard operating modality. And so I really just appreciate you all just going with it. I know it's difficult and I know it could be complicated, but you all are just rock stars as far as I'm concerned. So thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.